Okay, let's talk about Kraft this morning. Kraft Foods completing its spin-off of its North American grocery business and rebranding under the name Mondelez International. Joining us now from the NASDAQ in an exclusive interview is Irene Rosenfeld, of course, the chairman and CEO of the newly named Mondelez. Thank you for joining us.
I'm delighted to be here, Andrew.
I don't think we've had an opportunity to talk to you since you decided to pursue the spin-off. So it would be worth just explaining to all of us the rationale for doing it.
Well, look, this is a terrific opportunity for us to launch a global snacking powerhouse. We've got a fabulous roster of brands. They're the market leaders in their respective categories. We've got a very strong geographic footprint, particularly in developing markets. And we've got a really advantaged route to market. And you put it all together, and we feel quite confident in our future.
But you're not going to miss mac and cheese and Oscar Mayer? Come on.
I'll miss all of those brands, but they're still a part of my portfolio.
So this is a multiple story at some level, in that the grocery business typically trades at a lower multiple. If this all goes well, your new business will trade at a higher multiple. What do you do with that stock? Do you make acquisitions? How do you think about it?
Well, our biggest opportunity is really for organic growth. We see tremendous opportunities to take a number of our global snacking platforms from one market to the next, take route to markets like India and China, for example, and put new products through those routes to market. And so organic opportunities are our biggest single opportunities for growth. But the other chance for us as we think about the future is for tack-on acquisitions, the opportunity to be able to supplement some of our capabilities, particularly in the developing markets. And so that would be a very good use of our currency as well.
Irene, I know that Wall Street's been watching very closely to see what kind of brands and what kind of growth you're looking for, particularly in some of those developing nations. What are some of the brands that you'd be putting out, let's say, in India or somewhere? Well,
we start in a market like India. We start with a terrific footprint with Cadbury Dairy Milk, about an 80 share there. And that's been the basis on which we've now been able to launch Oreo and Tang. Similarly, in markets like China, we've got a footprint in biscuit. We're able to launch products like gum on top of that. So in each of our key markets, we have a very strong starting position, and we then see the chance to stick our products, additional categories, on top of that foundation.
Irene, your grocery business always threw off a lot of cash. You're able to use that cash to invest in your different businesses. How does this change the equation?
It really doesn't. We have very strong cash flow from our global snacking businesses, and we are quite prepared to be able to fund not only our dividend, but also the kinds of tack-on acquisitions that we talked about.
One of your big shareholders is Warren Buffett. Curious, did you have a conversation with him before you did this? And if so, what did he say?
Well, I don't ever talk about conversations with individual shareholders. What I would say is that we were quite confident that we could create value for our shareholders with this transaction, and I think the early results would bear that out.
Irene, what are you seeing in terms of food costs? I'm sorry. We've seen corn and soybeans go up dramatically over the past 4 or 5 months. How's that affecting your business and your margins?
We're going to continue to see inflation in the low to mid single digits. Some things are going up, as you said. Other commodities are going down. We're seeing cocoa and coffee coming down, for example. The key for us has been to ensure that we're investing in our brands so that as commodities go up, we are in a position to be able to price away those cost increases.
Irene, we did a survey at my house for the most popular snack in the world after we saw this list. And I think it's true. I can't believe it. But the #1 snack in the world, you look for Fritos or Lay's or any of those. Do you know what it is, Irene?
No, I don't.
Ritz.
Yes, there was a...
Which is just unbelievable that there's something with... I mean, it's a great brand name, and, we're putting on the Ritz and things. That I didn't know. And then you got Ritz there, and then you got Oreos, which that's got to be the best.
Well, look, we have an incredible stable. There's Ritz, there's Oreo, there's Wheaties.
What do we use Ritz for? At football? I thought Doritos and Tostitos at football or something, but it's still Ritz for what? Cheese and crackers or something, or maybe with the maybe
cheese,
those little
crackers.
Ritz pieces with the with the peanut butter on the
inside.
Yeah,
that's good.
Maybe that's yeah. We're big fans here. In fact, I'm looking around here and. We're done at 9. It's probably you can't get it over here that quickly, probably. But next time
we'll get you some. We'll get you some.
And Toblerones. Oh boy.
Hey, Irene. We had Indra Nooyi on recently, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on the different models that people are approaching the snack business with. you know, in 18 months from now, now that you've done the spin, there's been some talk that ultimately either business could become an acquisition target. How do you think about the different structures of these businesses?
I think there's a very vast snacking space. It's $60–80 billion, and there's tremendous opportunity within that space for a number of different categories to play. We happen to have 4 of the leading categories in the space, and we feel quite confident that there's opportunity to grow. As we think about the number of times that consumers around the world snack each day, we have a tremendous opportunity to provide snacks to boost consumers in the morning, to fuel them throughout the day, and then to provide treats in between. So I think our portfolio is very well positioned to be able to capture a number of the different snacking occasions that are growing around the world.
What do you think about the economy around the globe? We've had a lot of arguments that have been coming in, or a lot of data points that we've seen with China maybe slowing down a little bit. We also get people who are worried about QE3, what that's going to mean just in terms of food prices, as Jim kind of touched on that before. Irene, on a broad scale, what can you tell us about what you see about the strength of the consumer and what you think might be happening from QE3?
Well, there's no question the economy is challenged around the world. We're seeing, certainly in markets like the U.S. and in Europe, consumer confidence is low, unemployment is high, and that puts a lot of pressure on business. But as we look at the developing markets, we are seeing GDP slowing down somewhat. We're seeing price increases in response to deflating currencies. So there's no question the global economy is challenged. Our approach in that context has been to ensure that we're providing a variety of options from a sizing and a pricing standpoint across our categories to make sure that we continue to invest in our brands so that we are offering good value, to continue to innovate. And that combination has allowed us to continue to be successful despite the fact that the economy is challenged and will be for quite some time.
Okay, Irene, before we go, you got to give us a pronouncer just so everybody gets it right. It's Mondelez, right?
Mondelez.
Oh, man,
we've all getting it wrong then.
Mondelez.
Mondelez.
But you see over the E,
I know there's the
yeah.
line. Okay, we got it. Irene, thank you for joining us. Next time, you got to come in and bring us, put the order in advance for some Ritz and some Oreos.
Ritz. I will do that.
You can twist the little Ritz things like the Oreos. Was that part of the synergy? I think you can undo the yeah.
Same way I ate an Oreo.
A lot of yeah.
Okay. Good luck with it.
Trying to think of add-on acquisitions. What else you could?
We'll get a list together of our favorites. She'll go buy them now with her.
Those vanilla ones you can twist.
Or newly